I'm Sharon Goldman, senior writer at VentureBeat, and we are here live from GTC 2024 talking to a great panel. We've got Rohit Tandon, General Manager of AI at Deloitte, Tim Rosenfield, CEO of Sustainable Metal Cloud, and Alvin Da Costa, VP of Global AI Consulting at Nvidia. So I'm going to start with Rohit here. And we'll be talking amongst ourselves, but in his keynote yesterday, you might remember that Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang talked a lot about the future of the new AI factory that generates AI and generates revenue. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit about that trend and how that applies to the next Gen AI frontier with GPU-based data centers.
Sure thing. So I'd like to break it up into three parts. The first is acceptability. Over the last year or thanks to Gen AI, now AI is no longer a hype, and thanks to the way Gen AI has progressed, Gen AI is no longer a hype either. So there's a lot of acceptability that's happened. But the ability to do what you need to with Gen AI comes only if you've got the right kind of GPU power. And GPU is exactly how Jensen described it. It's not that chip. It's that entire infrastructure. You know, he struggled a bit with analogies yesterday. I'm going to attempt one. It's like you've got the best engine, but you've got to build the car around it. And then you've got to put the driver in the driving seat, somebody who knows how to drive that car in the way it can be pushed. And that truly, if you add it together, is the vision of the Gen AI factory.
Right.
You've got the infrastructure pieces, you've got all the enablement, networking, software, optimization, and you've got the capability and skills to be able to drive that machine the way it's supposed to be done. That's where we're headed. And that's where we're headed together with the kind of GPUs that Nvidia is building, right, and partnering with the SMCs of the world to take them to a much wider audience.
Right. Yeah. Alvin, do you have anything on that?
Yeah, and exactly what Rohit said, to build upon that, what we've been working with a lot of software vendors, we work with a lot of CSPs, and they have a variety of software that's out there. And really, OpenAI was the one who really pushed the generative AI marketplace for us. And now you've seen Llama 2, Minstrel, and Nvidia works across all of that. And to make it much easier too, Rohit, we've actually introduced the NeMo Inference Microservice, which is going to make it much easier to deploy large language models for ordinary customers. And this is something we've invested heavy engineering forces into our software stack. And it's something that's going to bring revenue easier for Deloitte and their customers much, for the future.
Yeah, super interesting. Alvin, I also wanted to ask you about how NVIDIA's technology is contributing to the success and growth of GPU-based data centers. Jensen was talking a lot about this, so maybe you can just give us a little bit more backstory on that.
Yeah, there's a lot going on with NVIDIA software, and if you notice Jensen's keynote, he talked predominantly around our software stack. He talked around Omniverse, and he talked about robotics. Those were the three different areas we're focused on. And specifically with our software stack, we have the ability leveraging our NVIDIA AI enterprise software, which is only $4,500 per GPU instance. It's actually a pretty good deal. You get full enterprise support.
It's a bargain.
Yeah, it's a great bargain. And you get full enterprise support. You have the ability to do large language models that we mentioned. And now you're going to start to see things like Mon AI, that's going to start to take off, right? The ability for multimodal AI. Multimodal AI now, you're going to be able to do text to image, text to video, text to picture, all these different things you're going to be able to do. And now that's going to take the next wave, probably moving in the next couple of years. And you're already starting to see that with some integration with like Adobe Firefly, Getty Images, where you could do things like that already. So we're already moving down the
3D coming down the pike.
That's
possibly,
right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
All right, well this question is for all three of you. Could you talk a little bit about the Deloitte partnership with Nvidia and Sustainable Metal Cloud to advance in the Gen AI frontier? Rohit, maybe you could start us off there too.
So we've been partnering with Nvidia for 3+ years. We've got joint offerings out there, Atlas AI, Compass AI, Cybersphere AI, which was announced today. And in taking all of those to market, there's two things that have happened. One, we have leveraged the power of the GPUs, but now there is more and more a conversation of, one, private LLMs, So
Yeah.
we're having to work together and deploy that for our clients and train these engines on that. And the second, a lot of conversations moving from data gravity to data, suddenly the word's going.
It happens.
Yeah, just sovereignty of data, data sovereignty, which is where players like SMC are extremely crucial to us being successful across the globe together. Alvin,
Yeah.
you want to?
Yeah, you know, this whole idea of data sovereignty has really been taking off. Jensen had the opportunity to meet several prime ministers globally. And some of the concerns that prime ministers have is really around, you know, data privacy, obviously, is being one, but even cultural effects of the country, you know, culturally different localization for languages is another important thing that came up. And the third thing is really using localized data sets. And so NVIDIA now has been really investing into what we call the NVIDIA Cloud Partners. And with the NVIDIA Cloud Partners, it's a full stack hardware and software, including our networking capabilities. And it's going to give the local countries the ability to do local sovereign data centers within the country, basically. So it's a really good strategy that we have in place, and we're working very close with Deloitte on this strategy, and they're helping us build this out globally.
Any thoughts on that, Tim?
Yeah, look, I was just thinking about Rohit's comment earlier about building the engine, and that's a infrastructure challenge that is a significant one. I guess we have a big part to play in helping to scale the footprint of NVIDIA's cutting-edge GPUs and delivering them in a way that, as Alvin said, Jensen's looking to sovereign data gravity centric deployments. That's often not that easy, and it also coincides with a trend that we're seeing, which is a rising concern around ESG and sustainability of compute loads as data centers transform into AI factories. We're working with governments like we are in Singapore to make sure that we're delivering infrastructure as sustainably as possible so that firms like Deloitte and Nvidia can democratize access to AI, the software layer on top, but with a fundamentally different perspective on sustainability, which is the basis of which we developed our cloud platform.
Taking that a step further, can you talk a little bit more about the sustainability angle there, as far as GPU-based data centers? I feel like that's very top of mind
it is
for people right now.
Absolutely. I mean, GPUs are incredibly efficient. They're a substantial speed up over CPUs. But I think as we've witnessed coming from initially the data center industry, the existing fleet of data centers just aren't really cut out to be AI factories. They're just not built that way. But it sparked a call for, and we've answered that call, a new type of DC where you can optimize the energy to flop calculation, and in doing so, cut the energy consumption. So we've developed a technology that lowers energy consumption by about half for HGX H100 workloads. And it means that even in regions where there isn't access to renewable energy, like a lot of Southeast Asia where we have a big presence, you can still do more with less and deliver AI from a sustainability point of view in the most responsible way.
Well, last question, how does it feel to be here at GTC for the first in-person conference in 5 years?
Yeah. You want to go first on that?
Yeah, it's been, the good news is a lot of energy, lots of energy in the room. And I've been meeting with a lot of partners and customers, and the enthusiasm around the announcements has been at an all-time high. So, we look forward to partnering with companies like Deloitte and working with Tim at SMC for our NVIDIA Cloud. And I think it's going to be a great thing for us all.
It's absolutely amazing to see the number of people who've come in here. The energy is absolutely unsurmountable.
Yeah.
So everyone's feeling excited. I think we'll all go back highly energized to take forward what we built together.
I think so. Well, thank you so much, Tim, Alvin, Rohit. Thank you so much for joining us. It was delightful to speak with you. And thank you so much for watching. And be sure to explore more sessions in the GTC catalog.
Innovation has always relied on inspiration. For a flash, or a spark, accident, falling produce.
Ow.
But who's got time to wait for inspiration? Introducing Accelerated AI from Deloitte, powered by Nvidia. GPU-accelerated artificial intelligence to find hidden patterns in your data, with the strategies and expertise to develop AI solutions at scale, so you can innovate now. Don't wait for inspiration. Accelerate it. Accelerated AI from Deloitte, powered by Nvidia.